Definitely coming back, and that's Mike Trout. He tweeted out this, got the airplane emojis. Detroit.
I'm always excited to go home to Detroit. That's how I feel every time I go back home.
Right.
But obviously Trout's arrival a little more heralded and certainly well deserved.
What are we hoping to see? Obviously, we want to see him healthy, but what should we expect? Do you think the rest?
Rockets all over the lot.
Yeah. It's a great question. I mean, this is obviously now a pivotal time in his career, as these guys can attest. I mean, the later you get in your career, the harder it is to come back from an injury. You think about last year, an injury ended his season. This is obviously not about making the playoffs because they're not going to. It's about just having a good foundation. He wants to be the captain for Team USA at the WBC in the spring. You have to end your year on a high note if you want to have any kind of momentum going into that tournament, D-Row, in the spring.
I think this is to squash all that back injury. Kind of got reported and got a little out of the way. I mean, people were asking him if his career was over. He's like, what are you talking about? So I think this is his opportunity to come back and kind of silence.
They lose another game yesterday to the Seattle Mariners, but 4 more hits for Shohei Ohtani. He was DHing yesterday, and he had a triple and a homer. JP, I'll go to you here. You have 2 generational superstar players, and you're not near winning the division. You're not near winning the playoffs. What do they do?
Robert, it's a great question. I think this is going to be probably one of the more dominant storylines of the entire offseason. I would say this. By late September, early October, there has to be a conversation, Perry Manassian, ownership, and Shohei, his agents, to say, listen, what do we want to do here? And if he is not interested in signing long-term because of the direction of the franchise, I think you do owe it at that point in time to move him. Yes. I think right now, when you watch an Angels game, look at all the international advertising around the ballpark. I get not trading him now. He's so much a part of your business. But I do think for the future of both him, the game, your organization, what you're going to get from Trout, you get a lot more information by the fall. I think that at that point in time, D-Row, then you make your move.
I just look at what Soto brought back.
Yeah.
Soto was
franchise-changing.
A franchise-changing trade. Not now, 2024, 2025. You're gonna see the Nationals back contending. They could have done the same thing. You don't know what Artie Moreno says behind the scenes to Perry Manassian and all the stuff that goes behind.
Just want to see Trout in the postseason, please.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
We all do.
Another interesting offseason for the Angels ahead. But in the short term, Mike Trout is expected to be back on Friday, and that's definitely good news for all baseball fans. Ballpark.